The average embezzler is more than likely the person you trust the most and suspect the least. We're talking about accountants, bankers, and even your business partner. Because of who they are, they can easily hide their crime. Well, Bernadette Harris is a forensic accountant and author of the best-selling book, Did You Hire a Fraud? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, this is exciting because, first of all, we were just talking, I've never heard of a forensic accountant. And you're also a certified fraud examiner. Tell everybody at home what all this means.
So as a forensic accountant, basically it's a specialized area of accounting where we use accounting skills, but we also use investigative skills as well as auditing skills. So that's the forensic accounting piece. And the certified fraud examiner is just an extra credential. I am a part of a global organization of anti-fraud professionals, and so we fight fraud.
Yeah, fighting fraud.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of it out there. How does a company know when something's not right?
So usually when something isn't right, that's when a company would call me. So to help your listeners remember some of the signs, I created an acronym for CALL. These are a few of the things that they can do. So C in CALL stands for cash flow issues. Typically when a business is doing well, maybe sales have increased, but the cash flow is a little off, maybe slow or low, that may be a sign that they've hired a fraud.
That makes sense.
They've hired a fraud. The A in there is angry customers. And angry customers sometimes are customers who are complaining that their statements are wrong. Maybe they're saying that the statements may say that they have a balance that they don't have. And typically this happens when people are skimming money and not applying them to customers' accounts. And so an angry customer might be a sign that you have hired a fraud.
Okay, all right, so we got 2 more letters to go.
2 more letters to go. And so the L, the first L in CALL stands for levy notices. And levy notices are those love letters that you get from the IRS or the state tax department.
Don't want those.
You don't want those. And these are the letters that say that you haven't paid your taxes. And a lot of times what a fraudster or an embezzler will do is, instead of remitting the tax payments, which is taxes that they've taken out of people's paychecks, instead of remitting those payments, they may be taking them and siphoning them off themselves. So, so levy notices, and typically when you get a levy notice, it's been going on a long time. The IRS that's not the first notice that you get from the IRS. But they may be hiding them because they're getting the notices.
Right, and so the last L.
The last L is when you have late financials, or you have late financial reports. Your bookkeeper is coming up with all kinds of excuses why you can't get accurate reports or financials. Usually this is the sign of a fraudster because they're hiding something. So those are some of the signs that I teach business owners, and I've mentioned it in my book, Did You Hire a Fraud? To look for when you see these things, because then from there you can determine whether or not you need to call me, your forensic accountant.
Right. Is there ever a point in one of those letters in the word CALL that you use as an acronym, is there ever to a point where it's too late?
I think that it's never really too late. Sometimes, well, I guess let's take that back. Too late could be, because sometimes businesses go under. So in my book, in my book, I shared some true stories that actually happened, and there was a business owner who he had all of these. And so he had the levy notices, he had the angry customers, he had cash flow issues, and basically his bookkeeper had stolen thousands of dollars from him, and he sold property to keep the business going and keep being able to pay the employees, and she was encouraging him like, sell your house, sell your house.
So I can steal more of your money.
Right, so I can steal more. He took $150,000 out of his retirement account just to keep the business going, and she's constantly stealing money from him. And it's a very true story, and it happened in California, and he's out of business now.
That's so
Not only is he out of business, but he also filed bankruptcy. So he's ruined his
credit's ruined.
His credit is ruined, his business is gone, and he's had to start all over because he hired a fraud.
Oh my goodness. So Bernadette, how can people learn more about these signs?
So in my book, I actually detail the signs, the statistics, the schemes, the things that you look for, and also solutions. So if they go to my website, didyouhireafraud.com, they can actually download a free chapter or get a copy of the book.
Okay, we want no more fraud.
No more fraud. Let's keep small business in business and keep the fraudsters in jail.
Yeah, keep them away.
Yeah.
All right, Bernadette Harris, thank you so much for giving us these signs on how to know if we've hired a fraud.
Thank you for having me.